Simplification of sets using prime numbers. There are a couple of methods by which we can simplify sets. In this video, we are going to learn about how to simplify sets using prime numbers. Now, before we take an example, let's first of all recall what prime numbers are. Prime numbers. So, back at our junior high school, we all learned that prime numbers are basically numbers that are divisible by 1 and itself. In other words, numbers that can be divided exactly by 1 and itself. And examples of prime numbers include 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, etc. Now, all these listed numbers, they can only be divided exactly by 1 in itself. Let's take two examples. 2 divided by 1 will give us 2 exactly without any remainder. 2 divided by 2 is 1. The answer gives us a whole number without any remainder. So any number that can only be divided by 1 and itself without giving us a remainder is what we call a prime number. So we will be using these numbers to simplify any given set. Example, express root of 48 in its simplest form. Express root 48 in its simplest form, meaning we should simplify this particular root. Now, in using the prime factorization method, the first step that we are going to take is to find the prime factors of 48. First of all, find the prime factors of 48. So let's find prime factors of 48. So in doing so, we are going to take 48 in order to identify all the prime factors of 48. We are going to take 48. Now, we are going to divide it by the smallest prime number that we know. The smallest prime number, or the smallest prime numbers. So from these numbers, the smallest prime number that we can see is obviously 2. So we are going to take 48 divided by 2 equals to, we are going to have 24 as our answer. 24. So 48 divided by our smallest prime number give us 24. Now let's take note. If you divide a number by the smallest prime number and your answer is not a whole number, you don't include it. You move on to the next one until the prime number that will give us a whole number. Fortunately, 48 divided by 2 will give us a whole number. So 2 here is one of the prime factors of 48. Let me take it again. When you divide the number in the root by the smallest prime number and then you don't get a whole number, that means that particular prime number is not one of the factors of that particular number. Now, if 48 divided by 2 hadn't given us 24 as a whole number, we would have moved to the next prime number. If it also doesn't give us a whole number, we move to the next until the prime number that will give an answer that is a whole number. Okay, so now let's proceed. So we record 2 as one of the prime factors of 48. Now we'll keep on dividing until our answer is 1. So now we want to take our answer, which is 24, divided by, yet again, we are going to identify the least or the smallest prime factors. Now here the smallest, as you know, is 2. Now let's say 24 divided by 2. We get a whole number. Yes, of course. So 2 is equals to, give us what? 12. 24 divided by 2 will give us 12. So since 24 divided by 2 also give us whole number, we record this 2 as one of the factors of 48. Now we continue. Our answer, like I mentioned, we are going to continue dividing until our answer here is equals to 1. So we take 12 again, divided by the smallest, which is 2, is equals to, give us 6. Yet again, 12 divided by this prime number give us a whole number. So we record this again as one of the prime factors of 48. We continue. 6 divided by the smallest prime number, 2. Now take note. 6 divided by 2 will give us a whole number. 6 divided by 3 will equally give us a whole number. But remember, you always start with the smallest. If the smallest doesn't give you a whole number, then you move on to the next. So 6 divided by 2 will give us a whole number. So we divide by 2, which is equals to 3. So we record 2 again as one of the prime factors of 48. We are not done. We say we are going to keep on dividing until our answer here is equals to 1. So we take 3 again, divided by, now which smallest prime number can we divide by 3 to get a whole number? Now 2 is our smallest prime number, but then 3 divided by 2 will not give us a whole number. So we move on to the next prime number. 3 divided by 3 will give us what? A whole number, which is 1. So we divide by 3 is equals to 1. Now that our answer has gotten to 1, then we stop. Then we divide this, we record this as one of our prime factors of 48. So in the end, the prime factors of 48 will be 2, 2, 2, 2, and then what? 3. When we multiply all this, we are going to get the number 48. Let's try that and see. 2 times 2 will give us 4. 4 times 2 will give us 8. 8 times 2 will give us 16. 8 times 2 will give us 16. 16 times 3 will give us 48. So basically our prime factors of 48 are 2, 2, 2, 2, and then 3. Now we are going to use this prime factor to simplify root of 48. So now root 48 can also be written as square root of 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. Root 48 will be equals to, we are going to break it down in pairs. So this and this are in pairs, this and this are in pairs in that order. So 2 by 2 will give us 4. So we have square root of 4 multiplied by 2 by 2 also give us 4. Square root of 4 multiplied by root of 3. Now root 4 will give us 2. Root multiplied by root 4 also give us 2 multiplied by root of 3. Which is equals to 2 multiplied by 2 give us 4 root of 3. So therefore our root 48 will also be equals to 4 root 3.